Wow, this background is like so much plainer than it was last year, but at least I match my bed, so that's fun. Just a touch of your love is enough to knock me off of my feet. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love. Hey everyone, welcome to Itzel-e-Vision. So I know it's been a while since I talked about Peace Corps, which is probably something I should be doing more of since that's why I started this channel, but I have been hard at work finding some more volunteering opportunities and refining my application for the October 1st deadline, all that fun paperwork. I would like to give those potential Peace Corps volunteers like myself some of the ideas I have come up with to cope with the Peace Corps. Let's be real, Peace Corps is going to be hard. Like, I think a lot of people tend to overlook that idea and just see this as like a cool way to help out and be overseas and travel and see new things, but it's a serious topic that I totally want to help people out with. I want to ask you a question to everybody out there thinking about joining the Peace Corps. Why? Why do you want to join the Peace Corps? Going into service, you have to know the answer to that, or none of this will be worth it. If there's no real passion and no drive, you're just going to do it because you want to live abroad, then this really isn't the opportunity for you. What the Peace Corps is about is a real issue of helping third world countries get to the level that we are, and to help people who really need help. Like, if you're going there for selfish reasons, then that's kind of sketchy and not right. Knowing the answer to that question of why is so important, because it will be the motivation for those coping mechanisms that I'm going to talk about in this video. So the first way that you guys can cope with the Peace Corps is to keep an open mind. That really is like the motto of the Peace Corps, is to just be flexible with where you're being put into service, and just keep that bigger picture in mind of what the Peace Corps is, like what I was talking about, how you're being a part of the United States, helping these third world countries realize their full potential and helping them advance in society. And that's just so overwhelming. Like, the goal of the Peace Corps can just be a great motivator, knowing that you can be a part of that and that you can help change the world potentially in the name of your country through service of the Peace Corps. That's just so overwhelming to me, and that's like the biggest motivational factor that I have, is to potentially be a part of a really great program. I will quote from Glee that if you do get accepted into Peace Corps, you are here because you're the best of the best. And they accepted you for a reason. They see that potential in you, and they want you to spread that potential to whatever you're doing in the Peace Corps. The second thing that you can do to motivate yourself or to cope is to prepare yourself for unpredictability. With Peace Corps, there are so many unknowns that's been one of the most challenging things for me, because for me personally, I need to know what's going on in my life, or I break down and I can't focus on anything because I don't know what's going on. That's literally what Peace Corps is. Because you don't know where you're going unless you, even if you apply for a certain position, you gotta be flexible, because they might need you somewhere else, or they might see your true potential elsewhere. So you really gotta be flexible, and you really gotta make sure that you can deal with that unpredictability. Another thing is that 2 years is a lot of time for important things to happen back home whenever you do leave, either good or bad. But either way, you're gonna miss stuff. 2 years is a long time. It's a long time. Like, the best thing that you could do while you're in service is to just check back with your family. Don't forget that you have family back in the United States, and just check in on them whenever you can, because at the end of the line, they're always going to be your family, and they're always going to want to know what's going on with you, and if you're safe, and if service is going good. Just know that there's a lot of unknowns that you're going to have to deal with, and don't let that overwhelm you, because it's for the, I heard this amazing quote where it's a small sin is in the pursuit of a higher purpose. And even though this isn't a sin, this is a great thing to happen, Peace Corps, I am so excited to potentially be a part of that. But even though this isn't a sin, like, it's still something that you're doing in the pursuit of a higher purpose. The third and most important thing that I can tell you is to expand your horizons, like literally, both within yourself or within your new community. Like, that's the whole, like, Peace Corps gives you 2 years of service so you can really fully integrate into your culture and to fully understand the culture and the language and everything that you don't know about that country. They literally train you so you can figure it out, and they give you 2 years of service to live there, so you are going to have to integrate. You can't just be like a non-socialite whenever you're over there. That's not the point of Peace Corps service. So expand your horizons. Some things that you can do is to get involved in your community. I know I've talked to plenty of returned Peace Corps volunteers that have talked about like other projects they did outside of their job description. Like, Peace Corps is not limited to just one job. As long as you're helping that community and as long as you're being integrated and trying to get involved, then you're fulfilling the Peace Corps purpose. Like, you don't just have to be there to do the job, if that makes sense. Like I said in the second coping mechanism is to just make sure that you check in with your family every once in a while. But not just your family, you will have friends and maybe significant others that you want to check in on too. It's important to be open and communicate and to face the change, because it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. And I've come to realize that, so these people all care about you and they just want to know that you're okay in your service and everything is going good, and just make sure you check in on them because they love you, okay? Get involved with yourself too. Like, you don't just have to be limited to the community to be able to expand your horizons. Like, you could find some new hobbies or find the motivation that I was talking about why you want to be in Peace Corps, and just take some time to reflect, like some meditation or prayer if that's your thing. Distracting yourself is not okay. You have to have that time to consider how this is all going to impact you too. Leave some time for you, because at the end of the day, this is your transition and you're going to have to go through it. The last thing I want to say is that Peace Corps is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a chance to experience new things and help people you would never think you could help. What other program would give you 2 years to become fully integrated with a new culture and a whole new world to allow you to serve them to the best of your ability? Now, it's not going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be. There are going to be some times when you question why you just dedicated those 2 years away from everything you know. Like I said, I have my motivators, my biggest one being myself. I am my own biggest motivator. I'm big enough to admit. And if you have that reason of why you're doing this locked into here, then Peace Corps is going to be that unforgettable, amazing experience that everyone talks about who's returned from service. This program will have its challenges, and that have to be adapted to, which is why many returned Peace Corps volunteers call this job their greatest hard job. But it can be worth it if you know how to cope, and if you know the bigger goal of what you're doing and the why. Alright guys, that is all that I have for you today. If you found this video helpful, then give me a big thumbs up so this video can reach people who need to hear this advice, like people who, like me, who are also interested in joining the Peace Corps. Give this video a thumbs up so they can see it. If you're just here because you love me and you love my content on my channel, which I love you too, then thanks for sticking around, and I will have another fun video up soon. For now, thanks for tuning into Itzel-e-Vision, and I will see you next time.